Hello, everyone. Okay, everyone, so we have a lot to go over this morning. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? I know. Did you guys have a good weekend? Yes. Are you happy to be back in school? Wow. That's not true. It's okay. I won't believe your words. Okay. So can everyone put away your phones? Put away your headphones. Put away your backup phones and your computers and all of it. Okay? So, this morning we're going to have a guest who is going to come up and do a presentation for us. And then I have a lot of pointed pieces that I need to communicate with everyone, okay? So just keep that in mind. What UN holiday happened yesterday? United Nations holiday. Does anyone know? Yes, Mateo. Yes, International Day of Peace happened yesterday, okay? It's a United Nations holiday that is observed all around the world. And here at BIA, we like to observe it ourselves and kind of celebrate it because it's a holiday that we all can recognize, right? An International Day of Peace. So today, this morning, we're going to hear from an actual BIA alumni. That means she graduated BIA, oh my gosh, like 8 or 9 years ago at this point. So she works with YSP, and I'm going to do a little introduction to YSP. Okay, ready? Shh. The International Association of Youth and Students for Peace, okay, is a global movement empowering young people to create change through leadership, service, and peace projects that support the UN Sustainability Development Goals. So Kai Young, she graduated from BIA 8 or 9 years ago, which makes me feel old, and she works for this organization. So we asked her to come and to talk about International Day of Peace and peace as a goal in general, okay? So let's welcome up Kai Young.
Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you guys. It's good to be back. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Mrs. Kais. It has been a while. So my name is Kai Choi, and I'm just going to jump right into it. I am the communication coordinator for the International Association for Youth and Students for Peace. First of all, happy International Day of Peace. It was officially yesterday, but honestly, I think every day is kind of a peace day, so we're going with it. Let's see. Yes. Okay, yeah, so as she said, we are actually an NGO that works with the UN, basically to advance world peace by empowering youth and students through value-based education and peace projects that support the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. So, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what that is, but there are 17 of them, and they target all various different issues that the world is experiencing on a daily basis. So, the ones that my organization specifically focuses on is on 17 and 16, which is Partnership for the Goals and Peace and Justice and Security. So I first wanted to start off this morning by quoting the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres. That's just my organization, some photos and project that we've had internationally. That one was in Rwanda, this one was in Nepal, and these two happened in New York City, and that is where we're based and where I work. So yes, wanted to quote Antonio Guterres, the United Nations Secretary General. So he said this just yesterday as, the International Day of Peace. He said, peace is everyone's business. So what does that actually mean, right? So peace means that it's not actually just up to governments or the UN. It's not something that leaders alone can create or maintain, that every person has a role. So the way that we treat others in our daily life, whether at home and school and work in our communities, it either builds peace or undermines it, right? And it's a shared responsibility. So lasting peace requires contributions from all different levels. And at YSP, we believe in 3 levels of peace. So first, finding peace within ourselves. Second, extending that peace to your family, friends, and community. And then third, working together to create peace in your community and then the world. So that, and it's a global and local connection. So local action makes global impact. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that before, but it's very true. Most of the changes that have happened in the world started locally. So that's really important to know. But in short, basically what he meant by peace is everyone's business is that it depends on all of us actively doing something in our daily lives. So yeah, I'm here to basically talk to you about the power you have to create peace through introducing a real-life example from a place that has a history of conflict, which is Mitrovica in Kosovo. I don't know if you guys know where that area is. It is a country in the Balkans, so Eastern Europe. And this pertains specifically to something that my organization has personally been a part of. I don't think it's working. Mr. Shit. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yes, so we have just recently the Balkans International Youth Summit for Peace. It happened in the last few days, actually. So these pictures are very, very recent. I got it from my colleagues who are participating now on behalf of the organization. And yeah, it brought together over 120 youth from 40 different countries to Mitrovica. And yeah, YSP, this happened in Kosovo and Pristina specifically, but YSP basically partnered with different universities and local governments to create this platform for youth to essentially lead and charge and change and transform conflict. So to understand specifically why this is so huge is you have to know that Mitrovica is a city that's divided by a bridge. So yeah. Within the same country, it's divided by a bridge, and it's separated within the north and the south. We have ethnic Albanian and Kosovian people in the south, and then you have Serbians in the north. And they have a long history of hating each other, of wars, even within the 20th century, civil wars. On one side, right, you have the Albanian community, the other is the ethnic Serb community, and so for years there was this huge division. So 2 leaders actually from the opposite sides of the divided city came, sat down, and joined this summit. And this was organized by young people. This started by young people and different young leaders within their own communities back in Europe who came together and wanted to make this happen, right? So again, our chapter, local chapters in YSP, which we have 50 plus all over the world, have been very active in trying to create the summit and bring it together. And they were able to reach out to, again, people in government within their own cities, within these areas, to sit down, to talk, which is very, very difficult, especially if they have a long history of conflict. Basically young people created the conditions for this to happen and for them to do so. And a huge part of the summit was basically Synergy, which is the Synergy Youth Innovation Forum. And this is where young people essentially presented their Peace Designer projects, which Peace Designer is one of IYSP's programs that is to mentor young people, youth, specifically youth and students, in conceiving and designing their own peace projects. So this is based on their strength, their interests, and of course addressing a specific community concern. And then implementing it. So yeah, youth participants of the summit presented real and innovative projects, that they designed and solve local peace challenges. And this is just a reflection of how young people are not just talking about peace, but they're actually actively building it. And so I wanted to introduce, just go over one project that one young YSP leader put together and presented. So their project was on career exploration days and mentoring for children in children's home, essentially orphanages. A lot of children who don't have resources and family and mentors to lean on. This young person, again, within their maybe like 25, created this project called Dream Bag by Sandra and laid out the observed challenges. What does this specific, their target group experience? What are the issues? They have past trauma, systemic barriers. They're often, high turnovers and not enough caretakers, not enough attention, very narrow perspective of life in the world because of the lack of resources and the lack of mentorship. And so they laid out the observed challenges. They created or proposed what the solution would then be is they proposed a career festival, in the spring and autumn, an age-specific interactive career station where children explore different fields, whether in STEM, entrepreneurship, creative industries, whatever they're interested in, something new to expose them to experience. And, collaborate with young professionals, from UPF, Women's Federation for World Peace, and other networks that they're connected with. And then have creative ways to understand what sparks their interest, and then go through and create a mentorship program that lasts for 4 weeks. So 4-week sprints. Tangible project outcomes at the end of each sprint is, for example, creating an app prototype or a mini business pitch or a short film. And this, again, is these mentors, these young people who are in their careers, going to this orphanage and these kids and creating these, ideas and manifesting all these projects together. So, and then of course they mentioned the impact and benefits, right? Who benefits and how? The children living in children's homes. There's new possibilities, building confidence, connecting with mentors. And for volunteers and mentors, how do they benefit? They can, my contribution matters, that type of mindset where what they're doing in their life is not only centered again on themselves, but they're giving back to community, right? Growing personally and joining a community. And then of course the children's homes and schools are spotting emerging talents, relief and support for caretakers, and improved reputation. So some of the expected results that they had in mind for what they would expect from this project is 50 to 60 children at the career festivals, 15 young professionals mentoring the children, and train the trainer model for a self-sustaining cycle of support. Essentially, what they would like to do is get young people more involved so that the next generation can pass down and continue this program that they're trying to develop. And they laid out here, again, which specific of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals from the UN that they were targeting, which is 4, quality education, 8, decent work and economic growth, 10, reduced inequality, and 17, partnership for the goals. So yeah, this was, and of course their pitch to join them, a young professional in Hungary who could mentor. The person who presented this was a young YSP member from Hungary, Europe, and yeah, so this was their pitch and project that they presented at this summit in the Balkans. So ultimately, the summit is an example and kind of proves that by starting small and creating a local project, you can have a massive, massive impact, on a global scale. Your efforts, no matter, how small they might seem, you can become a stepping stone for bigger change. And with social media, especially in this new digital age platform, anything and everything goes viral. I mean, I'm sure all of you guys have a TikTok or an Instagram. The impact that you can have by putting out good into the world and doing something like a local project within your area, catering maybe a specific project that you don't see anybody else combating, or another issue that your community is experiencing and nobody's really doing anything about, you could be that person to start that. It really doesn't have to start with like a huge organization or having tons of resources. It really does start small and locally, and really first with the desire and intention to make a difference. So yeah, don't ever think that you're too young to make a difference. I was yesterday at New York, and I was gave a little intervention, with a group of young youth advocates, and some as young as 14 were there, participating, there to voice what they wanted to make, the changes they wanted to make, how they wanted to get involved in local government, what they were doing in their own area, and they even started their own NGO. I think he is the NGO, he himself is the NGO, but he's 14 years old, and that's incredibly inspiring. And I come across young people like this all the time at the UN. I have no background in political science or in UN relations. I came in from a communications background, but what I was exposed to was the fact, so many young people want to make a difference in this world, and they're doing it in all different scales, and so you can also do that because, like Antonio Guterres mentioned, peace is for everybody. It's something that you should care about. It is something that it's a part of our daily lives. It is a practice at the end of the day. So yeah, the world is really waiting for your ideas. If you're ever interested also in getting involved in an organization like, International Association of Youth and Students for Peace, we are always open to opening chapters locally, as well as inviting young people who want to make a difference and have a project in mind or a specific sustainable development goal that they want to, challenge and work on, and we love to bring them to the UN, right? That's the space to also to to share your thoughts and make a difference on from a local to a global level. So thank you so much again, and happy International Day of Peace, guys.
Let's give her a round of applause. We are so proud of her. You know, Dr. Swartz reminded me, you know, when you come out of Mr. Miyazaki's classroom and there's that big picture of all the animals on the wall, that's her senior art piece. So now you can put a name and a face to that art piece, okay? So this is very true. What Kayang says is very true, right? That peace starts with youth, it starts with you, you know, and it's important to take time to kind of think about peace and look at the world and just process what peace means, okay? So today, during fifth period, you will be doing a peace walk, okay? A peace walk. Now I need everyone to look at me, because I guarantee I'm going to say about 40% of you will not be paying attention and will go to the wrong place, okay? So everyone make eye contact, okay? Mr. Shin, can you put those up, please? Today you are going on a peace walk. You will all have a team. So your job right now is to look for two boxes. Your name and where you should be. Oh, Mr. Shin, can you make it smaller a little bit? Shh. Take a picture if you need to. So you need to find your name. So let's say Fat. Shh. Fat, all he needs to know is that he's on this team and he needs to be at the lecture hall when it starts. Okay? So you need to find your name and then you need to find where you need to go. Okay? Take a picture. Okay, leave this up, please, Mr. Shen. Okay, shh. Shh. So, this is very important. Shh. I'll wait. At 10:50, so after the break, at 10:50, at the beginning of fifth period, it is important at 10:50 that you are in one of these locations where your team is, okay? Do not make us chase you. So your name is up there, and there are locations that you need to be in, okay? 10:50, be at those locations. Your team teacher will be there. Okay, teachers, please do not leave the morning assembly without taking a rotation and a list of your students. I have them here. Okay, so teachers, the rotation list of students, I have them. Please don't leave without them. Does everyone understand? Where do you need to be at 10:50? In your location, okay? Okay, everyone listening, shh. I have a couple more important things. Okay, when Mr. Kingsley, we went through the process of signing you up to be at this school, he mentioned accreditation. Does anyone know what accreditation means for a school? What does accreditation? We are accredited. What does that mean? Okay, accreditation for a private school means an outside organization deems that this school is meeting their criteria, okay? Not all private schools are accredited. Some private schools are not accredited, which means they don't have some outside organization saying, are you doing these things, okay? We are accredited. We've been accredited for 20 years. BIA has been accredited, okay? Now, this year, we are getting re-accredited because you have to do that every 10 years, okay? So we are accredited by NEASC. It's an important body. It's one of the oldest accrediting bodies in the US, okay? So your teachers, the staff, everyone has been working on this accrediting process these last year. We've been working on it behind the scenes. This NEASC will be visiting us 2 times this year, okay? They will visit us once tomorrow and then another time in the spring. Tomorrow's meeting is going to be focused heavily in the office, so they're not going to be walking around too much. But in the spring, you're going to see them walking around and basically just assessing things, okay? So tomorrow, we do have some guests coming. These are important guests, okay? So we're asking for your help, okay? We are hoping to get a handful of people who might be open to, after school today, stay for community service and help us tidy up the school for the guests that will come, okay? So if you are open to helping us tidy up the school, please go to the office today and let them know that you're open, and we'll give you an hour of community service, okay? Now, tomorrow, most of the time they will be in the office. I will be touring with them. Is tomorrow a good day to start a water gun fight in the middle of the hallway? No. I'm eyeing some people, okay? What? No guns at all, okay? But no, everyone, okay? So none of that, right? So please be on your best behavior tomorrow and just, help us help the school, okay? So that's NEASC. 2 more things. Sorry, it's a lot today. So on October 6th, we are going to be celebrating the Autumn Festival, okay? The Autumn Festival is happening, Harvest Festival is happening here. It's an Asian culture, okay, Mid-Autumn Festival. It's connected to many Asian cultures celebrate this. It's kind of like an Asian version of Thanksgiving, okay? So on October 6th, for 5th period, we will be doing a potluck here in Spurgeon Hall. What is a potluck? A bunch of food, lots of food, okay? So we're asking everyone, talk to your parents. We're going to send out an email. Please have your parents sign up to bring food, because the more food everyone brings, the more food we will have, okay? So please sign up. You'll see that email. Also, I have a massive community service opportunity. Shh. The lower school, Bridgeport Hope School, they do a harvest festival, an outdoorsy sort of harvest festival. This year it's going to be October 18th, okay? They need teenagers, us, to sign up to run booths, to do support in the during the harvest festival. So if you are open, dorm students, this is a wonderful opportunity for you. If you are open to getting some of your hours done this way, please sign up in the office, okay? Ms. Shima will have this. She'll be able to tell you the little jobs that are available too, okay? So please keep this in mind. Then finally, one last one. Last year, we were introduced to an art studio, okay, where some of our students sold art, right? Some of our students were able to sell their artwork at this art studio. They highlighted us. Well, the art studio called us again, and they're doing an art trail, okay? They're participating in an art trail, which means it's a city program where people can go to different art studios in the city. They would like to feature some of BIA's artwork. So what they're looking for, if you're open, is a 12 by 12 paper, okay, of student artwork. The theme this year is resilience. So if you are interested in having your art in this studio on this art trail, please come talk to me and I will give you the details. It's a wonderful opportunity to have your artwork displayed publicly, okay? And they would love to get at least a few pieces from us. So if you are open, you do not have to be in art class, but if you're inspired, and the word resilience speaks to you, you can, all their stipulations, it has to be 12 by 12 paper. You can do a collage, you can do a painting, you can do a drawing. It just needs to be 12 by 12, okay? So if you're interested and you'd like to participate, come talk to me and I'll give you the deadlines, okay? Okay, does anyone else have any updates? Yes, Kaya. What? Is it block schedule? Thank you, Kaya. You're right. It is block scheduling this week. Okay? So block scheduling, for those that are new, is today and Friday will be normal. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will have special block scheduling schedule. Okay? Your teachers can go over that schedule. Seniors, this is very important for you because the schedule changes. That means that your senior privilege will change. We will not, okay, give excuses for you being late because you didn't know the block schedule. It is your responsibility to know when you need to be in school, okay? So if you are late, that's on you and you're going to get a detention. So please make sure you know what's this block schedule and how it impacts you, okay? That being said, Mr. Miyazaki. What day is that? Oh, next Sunday. Okay, so Mr. Miyazaki said next Sunday, the 28th, they're doing a 5K walk, run. Yeah, sprinter, okay. Walk, run, crawl if necessary. They're meeting here at 2 p.m. Okay, on Sunday, the 28th, you're going to meet here. If you want to do this, you can meet here. And then they're doing a 5K all the way down Seaside Park and back. Okay, what is it for, Mr. Miyazaki? Oh, okay, so it's to celebrate International Day of Peace. So if you are interested, dorm students, this is great for you. If you are interested, be at school at 2 p.m. to do the peace walk, the 5K. Okay? Anyone else have anything? Okay, Ms. Perkins. Yes, Ms. Perkins, yes. Okay. Okay, so 2 universities are coming this week. They'll be in the office 9th period. The first is on Wednesday, and it is a medical school. So it is a medical school coming on Wednesday. If you are interested in a medical field, this is a good one. You might not end up at this college, but it is a good one to go to. International students particularly, it's a good one to go to so you can see what that looks like for an international student if you're interested in a medical field. The second one is on Thursday, 9th period. It's an art school. So that's a really important one. If you want a career or you want to study something art adjacent, okay, going to this and hearing about what art looks like in college level is important, okay? So that's Wednesday and Thursday, 9th period. Okay, anyone else? Okay, sorry guys, that was a lot of information, but remember at 10:50 you need to be where you need to be, okay? Don't go to Wheeler. Don't go, not today. Today is no Wheeler, okay? I'm saying it clearly, no Wheeler today. Go to your locations 10:50, okay?